Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am coming to you today with the Happy Hedgehogs Punch Bundle. It is just the cutest little stamp set, and it comes with this hedgehog builder punch, which you could make a little die-cutted hedgehog out of here, or you can also use it to punch out this cute little hedgehog in the corner. So today I am bringing you a card, and I call it a Faker Shaker because it's a really easy shaker card. We are going to be using 2 of the colors of sequence for everything. I've put them into these old embellishment containers, but they come in a square package and you get 4 colors. So we're going to use 2 of those colors today, the green and the orange, and we are going to make this really cute shaker card, and it is very simple. That's why I call it a Faker Shaker, because shaker cards usually take a long time and this one is fairly quick. So let's go ahead and get started, and I will show you what to do. Let's move this little guy out of the way. All right. So let's start with our supplies. You see I have a bunch here. To make the circle in the middle, I have used our layering circles dies. Let's move all of this out of the way, but here they are. And so this is the largest scalloped circle in the bunch. It's the biggest one, and that's what I've used to make this yellow scallop that you see here. Now, before you make the scallop, you have to put a hole into your piece of basic white cardstock, and so I have done that. It's a 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch piece, and I used the second largest circle, and I went ahead and put that there and cranked it through my machine, and I got, this came out, right? If I can pick anything up today. All right, so this circle is what fell out of the bottom. We don't need that, so you can save that for another project. So that's the 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece. Now the base of the card is the same. It's our 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 inch piece of I think that this might, oh no, it is. For a second I just thought it was too big, but 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 inch piece of basic white cardstock. We're going to score that down the center there, and that's going to form the base of our card. This is what is going to be over the top with the hole in it. Now, to get this cute scalloped edge, what I did was I took a piece of So Saffron and I stuck my largest scallop there, and then the circle that I used to cut out of this piece here, the same circle, I laid it in the center of this, and I ran the 2 of them through my die cut machine together. I just made sure that they had the same amount of border all the way around, and I cranked it through, and then this is what came out. So I had this little scallop and then this little circle, and that popped out, and when they are cut together, you end up with your ring and then another circle of the same size that you can put aside for another project. Okay, so it's the largest scallop and the second to largest circle that comes in the layering circle dies. Okay, so this was the second largest because this is the biggest, and that's the largest scallop. So that's what I used for all of our little elements. So this is going to get glued right here along this edge, just like that. Okay, so that is what we have so far. Now, let me move some of this out of the way. Now, I have used for my Faker Shaker a clear envelope, and you can purchase these in packages. I'm not exactly sure how many come in the package, but they're in the annual catalog, and you will get, you will use this for your Faker Shaker. So I have cut my piece down to 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch piece. So I have an open space on the top and an open space on the side. So I need to tape that up. So I'm going to go in my drawer here. I have a roll of clear tape, so I'm just going to slice off a little piece, and I'm going to first attach that to the side of my envelope. Okay. And I'm gonna flip that over to the other side because I basically want that side sealed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and start sealing that piece up. You can see right there. Now we have a pouch, okay? So in that pouch, we're gonna grab some orange. You can see I have a little piece of dryer sheet in there, and that's to keep the static down. I like to do that with all of my embellishments that are this type that tend to have quite a bit of static. So I'm just going to grab a couple little handfuls here of the green. We'll do the same with the orange. You can see the orange has some yellow in it as well. I'm going to put this in the lid and so I can grab some. All right, and let's put a little bit more green. I think I got a little heavy-handed with that. That's good. I think I have too much green now, so all right, now we're good. Quite a bit of, but you get so much in here, I'm telling you, it takes a while to get through it all. So let's go ahead and put the lids back on these guys. A couple more. All right. That just helps the static by having the little static cling sheet in there. All right, so now we have this really cool little baggie of sequins. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab another piece of tape. And I'm gonna tape it across the top and seal this bag. So I'm just gonna lay it here. I'm gonna go ahead and attach that down. It's a little long, so I'm gonna trim that with my paper snips. And I'm gonna flip this to the back and seal my, so now I have basically a little pouch of sequins, and I do want to shake it around because I want to mix the green and the orange. All right, and so, whoops, I think I missed a spot. It's this corner. Aha, I missed the first little bit of tape. I'm glad I did this on camera so that we can fix it, right? Okay, so if that happens to you, definitely check before you start shaking your pieces around. Oh boy, if it's gonna happen to me, it's gonna happen on the camera, I'll tell you what. But that's good though, because it shows you, I mean, it happens to everyone, right? All right, so that little corner needs some tape. Luckily, I had cut a little too much on the one side. Let's see if I can get that piece to go in. Go in there, get down in there. Come on guys, get out of there, out of that piece. Okay, I'm gonna grab another piece of tape and I am going to seal that end and make sure it's nice and sealed. So make sure when you do your first piece, which I did not do, that it is longer, that you have to trim it like how I had to do on the second side. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick that tape and I'll make sure that this time, see how it's longer? So now it's sealed all the way across. All right, yep, good. All right, so you're gonna mix around your little sequins. And then this is why I call it a faker shaker. So we'll put that to the side. So remember, clear envelopes. Let me see if it says, this is a, no, I've ripped that off. I don't know exactly how many come in the package. Maybe 50. I've also used this small rectangle here from the rectangle, stitch rectangles for my words. So let's go ahead and stamp that first and get that out of the way. So I'm going to use my soft succulent ink. And we are going to stamp the words, "Finding a friend is the best discovery of all," which those little hedgehogs found each other. Aren't they so cute? So we will stamp that right there. All right, and I'm gonna put that to the side. So now we have quite a few pieces that are ready to put together when it's time, right? So let's go ahead and do a little bit more stamping. We are gonna start with our tree. And we're going to stamp that in Memento Black. And I'm stamping it on this piece because at first I thought, oh, I'll just stamp it on the front of the card, on the card base, and it won't be any issue because it's going to be covered over the top with a shaker and it won't be a problem. But then I decided to color it in with my blends, and blends bleed. So what happened to me was I ended up with the inside of my card, and I'll show you in a second here as soon as I ink up my tree. I ended up with the inside of my card having bleeding like this. We don't want that. I'd left it because I wanted to show you guys what not to do, but I corrected it, and now we are going to stamp it onto our piece here, just in the center. All right, and we're going to color on this piece. So let's move these out of the way. So far I have 2 stamps that I have to clean. Let's go ahead and, before we color in, we're going to stamp our little hedgehogs. So this first hedgehog, we're using soft suede ink, is going to be punched out, but the other one, there's no punch for him. So we're just going to put him over here. We're going to fussy cut this one out. So there's the 2. Aren't they so cute? Oh my gosh, they're precious. Oh, we're also going to use this on the inside, so let's go ahead and do that. We're going to do our little mushroom. We're going to have that on the inside of our card, so let's go ahead and stamp that in the corner. So the only color I still have to stamp is the grass, and I'll do that at the end when it's time, but I'm going to go ahead and clean off all of my other pieces so that I can get them off my desk and into the basket next to me, because I need the most amount of room that I can possibly have here to work and show you on camera what I'm doing. So I'm going to clean these little guys off on my chamois. They clean so nice. And so all I have left is my tiny little grass stamp, which I'll worry about cleaning that one later when we actually use it. So now I have a little bit more room. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our punch. We're going to use our hedgehog punch, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this little guy out of the punch. But first, let's fussy cut our other guy so that we have room to stick our little hedgehog in. It is actually pretty easy to cut these guys out. They're fairly straightforward. The hardest part, I guess, is their legs, and that's not even that hard because on this one he's sitting, so you only see really his front feet. You can see a hair of his back foot there, but he's kind of sitting down. So cute, propped up like that. So there's this guy. I'm going to trim this away here, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this little guy into my punch. And now you see what I did here? I have kind of a little quandary I've gotten myself into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little scrap of paper. I'll show you. And I'm going to adhere a hair of seal onto the end of this little paper strip. This is a tip that I have for you when you're using scraps. So you're going to attach this onto the end here, and now it's a handle for you to hold on to, and you're going to go ahead and slide him in using your handle and line him up. When you're happy with your placement, you're going to press, and I will remove that little bit of handle from the back, and there is my little hedgehog. And when I pull this out, I can snip this away and use this handle for another piece that I may want to use when I do my scraps. So it is quite a little tip there for you. All right, we are done with our punch. I'll move that out of the way as well. All right, so here's our little guys. They are ready to go on our card. I'm gonna put them to the side. Let's start coloring. So we are gonna use Soft Succulent, and I'm gonna use the light for the leaves. I'm also going to use our Soft Suede. I'm going to use the light Soft Suede right there for the trunk. And then my flowers are going to be So Saffron. And I'm going to grab that color. We will use the dark So Saffron for the flowers. So I'm going to start with the flowers. We're going to knock those out first. It's a fairly quick way to color. I do love using these blends because they color very fast. The ink bleeds on the paper, and so it helps you saturate your image fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and get these flowers done. All right, flowers complete. Let's do the leaves. We're going to use the same bullet tip here. There's quite a bit of leaves on this tree here, but we are making our way through them fairly fast. There's definitely more leaves than flowers. And I'm gonna do the grass at the bottom, although we don't really need it because it's not gonna show in that circle. And then I'm gonna use the bullet tip to do the trunk of our little tree here. I'm also going to do all the parts here that are attached with the same bullet tip and just deposit that little bit of brown right there. All right, so that's all of the coloring. Time to assemble our awesome card. Are you excited? I'm excited. Ah, okay, so let's start with our main piece. We are going to place our little tree down onto our card. I just want to make sure that it's going to be covered. Yes, it is. So let's go ahead and grab our seal adhesive, and we're going to attach this. See how it's bled through? Well, no one's going to know because it's not going to be on the inside of the card. All right. So first, let's go ahead and attach that up here onto our card. Now, what comes next? The Faker Shaker. Let's grab my silicone mat here. I like to use that when I'm using wet adhesive. We are going to put this little scallop border around our circle, and I'm going to use our multi-purpose Tombow glue here and just run a line all the way around. Oops, see, that's why I use the silicone mat, because if I make a mess with the glue, no one sees it. All right, because it goes actually onto the mat and it's not on my surface. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this over, and we're going to position our little scallop circle right around that spot, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it into place, hold it into place, let that glue grab, slide it in. Perfect. So there's our scallop piece that's going to be on the top. This is going to be like so. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to adhere our little Faker Shaker pocket. So I want the bulk of that sequence to be at the bottom of our shaker where it's sealed like so. And I want that to show on the bottom of our card. So I'm going to raise it a little bit higher because I want that amount of sequence to actually show at the bottom of our piece. So we are going to adhere this right here and right here. And I'm going to use some tear and tape. It's super strong, and it will hold this little Faker Shaker in place. So I'm gonna put a strip of it right here at the top. And I'm also going to run one down the sides. I'm going to use my bone folder because I like to use that if I haven't put it out of reach. Let's make sure that we have, so far we're good. Yeah. All right, I think I went a little long with it, but it's okay. I can bend it back up over itself. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to come here on the sides, and I'm going to lift this up and pull this, and I'm going to stick my Faker Shaker to it. All right, for this piece, hopefully I can lift it up because I made it a little bit longer and run it up on itself here. That's the beauty of this. It does fold back on itself. I'm going to just push that up. Okay, let's see how we're doing now. So let's go ahead and put our Faker Shaker piece on our... All right, so now it is stuffed down onto our panel here. All right, so that is that. Now this is kind of bulky, so we need to lift this piece up. So we are going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. I might need to grab a new package because we are low on that one. I definitely go through the Stampin' Dimensionals, I'll tell you that. All right, so we'll start here. We're going to work our way around this little circle. We'll start with those pieces and really get that popped up. Now I'm going to use these long strips here because they're there and we're not going to waste them, right? So we're going to actually add those along these edges. I'm going to do it the straight end in. That works out well, and let's use the one from the other side. That way we don't have to put quite as many dimensionals. I'm going to use this little strip here at the top. And then I'm going to put this little strip. It worked out that it ran out, didn't it? Right here at the bottom. And then I'm going to add a few of these guys like that. Maybe in these corners where we don't have any, and maybe one more right here. All right, now we have a nice built up section, and we're gonna pull the backs off with my Take Your Pick tool. Jasper's little hairs are on my table. I had him sitting up here with me. Jasper is my grand bunny. My daughter has a bunny that is potty trained. And he hangs out with me in my Stampin' studio quite often. So he is a fun guy, but he is a long-haired bunny, and so he does shed quite a bit. Grab those two and two more. And so whenever there's hair here, it's him. I have a puppy. Well, she's 13. She's not really a puppy, but she's a Yorkie, and I do have that. But she doesn't shed, so I can't blame her. It's definitely the bunny. Or me. All right, so I'm going to place my layer now over the top, just like that. And you can see now we have that room there. All right, so we are going to go ahead and, I see a little bit of adhesive has oozed. I'm going to clean that up with my adhesive remover. You can buy these also on Amazon. We used to sell them, but we no longer carry them, but they're still available on Amazon. All right, so let's go ahead and set the stage. We're going to use our piece here of Designer Series paper, and I'm going to run a little bit of my seal adhesive on this piece. We're going to add that to the bottom here. Maybe I'll leave a border, yeah. All right, and we're going to pop up our words here. Let's throw these pieces away. We're doing really well, guys. Almost done with this cute card. So I'm gonna put one there and one there. Let's pull these off. And we're gonna add that to this section here. And then we are going to stamp a little bit of grass, because my little hedgehogs are gonna be popped up and I kind of want them to have some grass around them, like so. All right, so there's the grass. That was the last bit of stamping that I had to do, right? All right, and now we will attach our cute hedgehogs to the front of our card. Let's get all of this mess that I have. See why I need to clear off my table as I use it, because I tell you what, I am a messy, messy stamper. So here's these guys. Let's grab my dimensionals and we will put 2 on the backs of them. All right, take your pick tool. I'm telling you, I love this tool. So awesome. All right. Let's glue down our cute little guys. We'll have this one right here. And this one kind of sitting among the grass here. So cute they are. So this is our Faker Shaker. As you can see, it's super easy to make. Get your little pieces going. And there we go. What do you guys think of this cute card? I'm really loving it. So to reiterate the measurements again, the white base was 5.5 by 8.5. The white front, which is this layer, was 4 by 5.25. Then the white we used to stamp the tree on was 4 by 3.5 inches. I cut the So Saffron rings out of scraps of paper. The clear envelope we cut down to 3.5 by 3.5 inches. This designer series paper at the bottom is 1 by 4 inches. And then this little section here for the word, I also used a scrap of So Saffron. And then the hedgehogs, I also used a scrap to do those. And don't forget your cute sequins inside. The final touch, the pretty little final tap is I'm gonna add some bling. We're gonna use these really cute sparkly sequins here. We're gonna add those as just a little pop of color around our window. They are the 2021 to 2023 in color jewels. Now this one is kind of almost finished, but this is what they look like. I have used them a ton. I really love them, and so definitely check those out. So I hope that you've enjoyed my Faker Shaker card. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate that. And if you are happy with my video, if you don't mind giving it a like, a thumbs up, I'd appreciate that as well. Give me any comments if you have any questions, or if there's anything you would like to learn. Share my video, I would appreciate that as well. And definitely subscribe. At the end of my video, you will see a photo of me, and if you click that, you can hit the subscribe. You can share the video to Facebook. You can share it actually in a text message. It's really easy to share on YouTube. So definitely do that. And when you subscribe, you'll get notifications of when I post new videos. I also blog every single day at Inky Hands Warm Hearts. I will put the description below, the link in the description below. But I do have lots of inspiration there for you, so definitely check that out as well. Thank you again for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!